The state's facing a $440 million revenue shortfall. Some of the teachers' unions are speaking out, saying that one of the items that has to happen is to revert back to tax levels at the beginning of the Richardson administration. I believe you've advocated for that as well.
Yes, as a matter of fact, now that we're coming up into special session, and just to me just a few weeks away, is dealing with the budget shortfall. And I have introduced a bill the last 3-4 sessions, I believe this is my 4th, on a bill that takes us back to the tax rates for the upper level of those who of the economy here in our state. If we could remove that tax forgiveness, as I call it, that we had given, that would actually bring in up to $400 million back into our pot of money. And to me, what seems so funny is at this point, that's about the same amount of money that we're looking at as a shortfall for the special session. So I think there's some opportunity for us to look at, sit down, and let's negotiate. That's what the whole thing about politics is. Politics is dealing with a compromise, and I believe my bill is one that needs to be heard and will be heard this year.
You've advocated for open government, and the teachers union yesterday said that the one-day special session should be on a Saturday so that their members can show up in force and have their voice heard in any budget trimming proposals.
Well, with regards to open government, I support it, have always, and will continue to do so. A special session will not be one day. This will take a little bit longer. We're working with too big of a budget shortfall and also working with lives of families in our community. So we do need to deal with that, and we need to have the public be there with us, in front of us, and let's have a discussion. Let's really see. Legislators don't always have the answers. Sometimes our public has better than we.
You and I have met before at the UNM Student Law School with the Democratic Party meetup. At that point, someone challenged you about running for lieutenant governor with the number of ethics bills that had passed through the legislature. They asked you about your support of a really independent ethics commission, and at the time you said that it was dangerous to give people too much power. Have you rethought that at all?
That is always something we have to be careful of in this great country, actually in the whole world, and we've seen so many examples of it most recently. As we set this commission, I did introduce a bill this last year after listening to a couple of sessions dialogue about what we need to do and hearing from some testimony from the public and my colleagues. I do believe that this session we will have crafted a couple of really strong bills that we can really look at, have input from the community, but also to educate and work with my colleagues as to what the benefit is. But you have to be careful how much power you do give a group of people. And that's something we have to be very careful of. Because if we're trying to create an ethics commission, you want to make sure that whoever's on that commission, how it's set up so there's no conflict, etc., is the best that we can do at this point. And you don't want to just throw something on the table and then there it is and then we're stuck.
Next June, if you win the primary, you likely will be running with another female, Lieutenant Governor Diane Dennis, who
Yes.
could become the state's first nominee, female nominee to run for governor. Have you reviewed her ethics proposals, and are you in sync with them?
I have reviewed her ethics commission bill. In fact, it was at an interim committee meeting for the courts and criminal justice up in Red River. We did have a chance to review it, and there's some things that we can agree on. There's some things maybe not, but again, that's the art of negotiation in politics. So stay tuned, and we will have something that will come out this year of 2010.